Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Joel or JJ or fucking asshole, whatever you want to call me. Welcome to the podcast or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's basically me just rambling on about different shit for however long I feel like it. Um, Recently, I've been getting into a lot of meditation. Uh, I struggle with depression, so Um, and I've been in the mental ward before. I've been on medications. None of it really seemed to help long term. So I figured, why not try the alternative? Been getting into it a little bit recently. Uh, I gotta say, man, meditation. A lot of people think it's just like sitting there, like listening to some like music or like just closing your eyes. I mean, yeah. Granted, there's different forms of meditation. Form I'm following is basically you just sit there for about 15, 20 minutes and just exist for 20 minutes without any distractions, no music, no cigarettes, don't, nothing to distract you. You want to just sit there and feel your emotions. And it's hard. It really is hard considering a lot of the time what we do when we start feeling these heavy emotions is we do something to distract ourselves from that feeling, or we try to turn our attention to a different kind of feeling. We really don't want to deal with those feelings. We just want them gone. We don't want to associate with them. And that's not a very healthy thing to do, because a lot of the times that ends up just repressing it and just burying it down. And eventually you keep filling shit in that bottle in your chest. Eventually that bottle is going to get too filled and just bust. And granted, that can be a good thing because that's a release of all the feelings that you needed to feel but you've been repressing or turning away from, or whatever it is that you do to avoid those feelings. um, So it's very hard to just sit there and deal with them and just stare that depression in the face for just 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Just stare that depression in the face. And it's definitely one of the hardest things I've done. Um because who the fuck wants to just sit there and deal with it? Like I just said, we all want to get away from it. And so, and what this practice does is, this is all about awareness of self, or self awareness, however you want to call it. Um, because the better you can assess and determine what you're feeling and why you're feeling it, the better you'll be able to resolve or make plans to resolve that issue. Because most of the time, we don't know what the fuck we're feeling or why we're feeling it. We can feel fucking depressed and mistake it for being angry. We can be fucking. We can be the happiest person alive, but have one single slight thought of something bad and just run from that. And it's insane. So, the better you can assess that, the better you can fix it, So, that's what that's all about. And I just find it so interesting that we can train our minds into realizing, oh, hey, I'm feeling this, or oh, hey, I'm feeling that. Um, it's crazy. It's just crazy. So there's that, which is amazing in its own. Another thing I find amazing is the human condition, as far as how our mind functions. We literally have a machine in here that can just fucking spit out millions and millions and millions of fucking thoughts. And we have a line that processes all this shit, just processing it. And that's insane to think about. And especially considering that each one of those thoughts has significant meaning. It could be even just noticing that something is a certain color. That in its own is a huge meaning, because that means that our brain is recognizing all these different things in just the blink of an eye. Honestly, even shorter than a blink of an eye. Um, it's fucking insane to think about. Yeah, it's so wild that we are this super fucking intelligent computer, like this huge processing system of like meat and flesh and nerves, and like we have thoughts and we're free willed, but yet something so small as one of those little thoughts can fuck up an entire an entire lifetime, honestly, for one of these processors, which is a human. um we For something that's so incredible, we are so vulnerable to ourselves. And I think that's an important key in a lot of things, is being self vulnerable, letting yourself be vulnerable, letting people see that, hey, my life isn't all good. My life has these downsides. Um, and yes, I know I just bounced from a completely different subject. Like I said in the beginning, it's gonna happen. Get used to it. um, so yeah, and I think that's another problem is with like the whole rise on social media. Um, Everyone always only wants to post, oh, the good parts in their life. Oh, I did this, I got this is going great. Um, but no one ever really wants to show anyone that they are human. They do feel sad. They do have bad days. Shit does get fucked up for them, and they do and they are vulnerable, but they don't show it. And we all pick up on that, and we're like, and then we compare that to our life, like, wow, almost every day of my fucking life sucks. But that's the thing, it's all about perspective. You can't compare those two, because you just saw one glimpse of what happened, a single tiny glimpse in what happens in a whole day for them. That they could be showing the only that could be the only good thing that happened to them that day, or it could be completely made up, and it's they're doing it just to make themselves feel better. So what I would take from this rant is, don't compare your life to to other people's lives online, because it's just not fair to yourself, or even them for that matter, because like I just said, you never really know what is going on behind the screen and the rest of the time for that day, or whatever, however, whatever it is, you know. um yeah, I mean, Jesus, we fuck ourselves every single day by doing that shit. we I think what we need to learn how to do is just live in this moment that you're living in right now. Feel what you're feeling, express how you're feeling. Don't bottle anything up. If you feel like crying, fucking cry. If you feel like screaming, bro, go out to your fucking car, scream your heart out. Don't suppress all these emotions that you have. And I think I've been doing that for just way too long. Uh, and here we're going into the personal part of this shit. I have been doing that for way too long, and it's a good thing that I'm coming to terms and realizing that yes, I've been suppressing my feelings, and yes, that it has been affecting a lot of a lot of what I do in the day, a lot of how I treat people, a lot of how I treat myself. As you can tell, my hair is unkempt. Fucking this shit's all fucking wild. My chin hair and shit. Uh, yeah, and I do, and that's another thing. We do need to take a lot better care of ourselves. How many times do we hear each other bragging about an unhealthy habit that we do, like it's some kind of fucking glorious thing that we're destroying ourselves? Um, it happens way too often, and I know for a fact that I do it. I still do it. With my drinking sometimes, when I'm sometimes I brag about how much I used to drink, and then I catch myself. I'm like, wow, hold on, you're bragging about something that tore your life up for a while, and your girlfriend's. Why would you brag about this? And so we all need to. I'm not gonna say we all need to, but it would help us all a lot if we all just stopped for a minute and thought about what we're actually bragging about. Is it something that that you should brag about, or is it something that you're bragging about to get exception from other people who also feel the same exact way, that they just want the acceptance? And it's insane. It's fucking insane. It's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. It goes round and around and around like some fucking fucked up like bicycle of doom. Um, the human mind is incredible. It can either build itself up to the most majestic fucking thing you've ever seen, or it can tear itself down to where it's nothing but fucking dust and rubble. Um, and that's and really, who in reality, thinking with a clear mind and not this societal bullshit, what would you rather do? Would you rather brag about like actual good shit in your life with other people that are happy about that for you, or would you rather brag about how you get blackout drunk and shit on yourself fucking every Saturday night because you can't control how much you drink? Which one sounds better to you? And when you put it that way, it makes it so much clearer. It's insane. It really is. Um, yeah. So I know that's not alcohol. It's an energy drink. Drinking me a liquid ice. Not sponsored, bro. I don't even think I'll ever get a sponsor. But anyway, back onto the subject. It's crazy to think about what the human mind can do. I mean, you can push yourself so far past what you believe is your limit, and which is crazy. That's another thing I'd like to talk about: the human mind. The human mind can be your best fucking tool, or it can be your worst enemy if you don't know how to control that, and a lot of us really don't. And it shows. It really shows with today's society and standards and what we consider to be cool or trending or whatever it is, you know. And I hate to be the guy that sounds like, oh, society this, society that, oh, but to some extent, they have points, you know. They have good points to some extent, man. And I think that we just let that get to us too much. That I think the problem that we have is we a lot of the times we overthink and underthink at the same exact time, and it just fucks us. It really fucks us. Uh, but yeah, I believe that'll do it for this one. Got to get ready for work pretty soon, so I'll leave y'all on that note. Y'all have yourselves a good day, and thank you for tuning in.